Hello. So today we try to read from that small book. This is Yiddish Peretz. So we will read Yiddish and we will read English translation also from the book. This is a book of Helene Frank, and that book was edited in 1910, I believe. So we will read Yiddish first, and then I will read a translation from that book. Also, we may try another book, The Treasury of Yiddish Stories, translations. And here, in that book, we also here's also translation from Maria Sirkin, the same story. So we will see. So my idea is to combine several things. The first of all, we will read original Yiddish story from classic of Yiddish literature, Yiddish Peretz. And we read parallel, and we will try, I'm saying that, I want to emphasize, we will try to compare two translations. And we'll see, and if that method will succeed, then we will use it in the future. And that method I strongly recommend for those people who try to learn Yiddish and at the same time reading real high literature. Okay, let's try. Let's start. Oib נישט העהער, if not higher. In der Nemirov Fleik Slinistzad. Nein, Fleik Slichitzad. Jeden Frühmorgen jeden Frühmorgen Nellen werden verschwinden. One more time. In der Nemirov is a town in Ukraine. Pflegt Slichitzad jeden Frühmorgen. Nellen werden verschwinden. Okay, let's open our books with translation. And the Rebbe of Nemirov every Friday morning, early at Slichas time, disappeared, melted into thin air. I didn't see here in the original the name of the Nemirov Rebbe, but let's see further. Me pflegt ihm nicht seinen Ehrgeiz. Nicht in Schul, nicht in Beide, Besmedrashim, nicht bei Minien, in der Reim, Avode, in Avode nicht. He was not to be found anywhere, either in a synagogue or in the two houses of study or worshipping, in some minyan, and most certainly not at home. So what about this second translations? Early every Friday morning, at the time of penitential prayers, the Rabbi of Nemirov would vanish. He was nowhere to be seen, neither in synagogue nor in the two houses of study, not in a meeting, and he was certainly not at home. Okay. Here we see one edition of Helena Frank. It's about the melted into thin air, which I cannot see, which I cannot find in the original text. I do have other original text. Let's check. I have this book of Peretz. So I hope this classical story should be also here, but I don't want to. I did not prepare from the beginning. So, okay, no. Let's do not wasting time to find. Let's keep reading from that book, and then if we will continue another time, I will find two Yiddish original. So, Oberkoim leibedig, beschäftigt ist in Stib nicht gewesen. Nee. Rebes is nee. We miss it. Der Stib ist gestanden offen, wenn es so gewollt, ist ran in rausgegangen, gegangen wird beim Rebens des gegangen wird beim Rebens hat man nicht, aber kein lebendig beschäftigt ist in Stib nicht gewesen. Wie kann sein wo kann sein der Rebbe? Let's read one more time. In Schiel nicht, in Schiel nicht, in beide besmedrisch, nicht bei Minien, in der Reim, avode nicht, der Stib ist gestanden offen. Wer es hat gewollt, ist ran in Arois gegangen wird beim Rebens atmen nicht, aber kein lebendig beschäftigt ist in Stib nicht gewesen. Wo kommt sein der Rebbe? His door stood open. His door stood open. People went in and out as they pleased. No one ever stole anything from the Rebbe, but there was not a soul in the house. Where can the Rebbe be? Let's take another translation. We need to get used to that method, which is, from the beginning, not necessarily easy to do. But let's find it here. And he was certainly not at home. His door stood open. Whoever wished could go in and out. No one would steal from the Rabbi, but not a living creature was within, where could be the rabbi be? The rabbi. Where could the rabbi be? So here I already found some problem in the beginning with the two translations, because here's the sentence: no one would steal from the rabbi, which is not in the original text. Let's see more closely. Wer es hat gewollt, ist ran in rausgegangen, gegangen wird, Barebens, hat man nicht, which is different. It's not about nobody was, in nobody will steal anything from the rabbi. No, like here in the translations. Nobody was, so there. No, in the original text, we see it was nothing to stealing from the Rebbe. See here, gegangen wird beim Rebens hat man nicht, nothing. He didn't possess anything. So we already find some some let's say not very accurate translated words. Okay, let's read further. Der Nigen hat bekommen Tiken. No, it's not here. Wo soll er sein? Mistum in Himmel. Wenig Geschäften hat der Rebbe für Yamim Naroyim zu versorgen. Iederlich, keine Nore darf Parnusse, Schulem gesinnt, Gite, Schiduchim, willen Giten fremd sein, in de sind Sonnen, doch groß, in der Sotten mit seine tausenden Augen, kijkt von einer Welt bis der zweite, in erzählt, in verklugt, in mosert, in wer soll helfen, als nicht der Rebbe. Okay, let's come to the translation. It is likely a Rebbe should have no affairs on hand with the solemn days so near. Jews, no evil eye, neither livelihood, peace, health, successful matchmaking. They wish to be good and peace, and their sins are great, and Satan with 1,000 eyes spies out the world from one end to other, and he seeks and he sees and accuses and tells tales, and who shall help if not the Rebbe? So thought the people. Let's see second translation. Where could the Rebbe be? Where should he be? In heaven, no doubt. A Rebbe has plenty of business to take care of just before the days of Ev. Hey, Jews, God bless them, need livelihood, peace, health, and good matches. They want to be pious and good, but our sins are so great, and Satan of the thousand eyes watches the whole earth from one end to the other. What he sees, he reports, denounces, informs. Who can help us if not the Rebbe? Let's come to the original. Let's read one more time. Wo soll sein? Okay. Bist du mit Himmel? Wenig Geschäften not a Rebbe for Yamim Naroyim. Ze versorgen. A question mark. Iederlich keine Nore. Darf Parnusse, Schulen, Gesinnt, Gita Shidduchim, Willen Gitten Friem, nein, Willen Gitten Friem sein, in der Sinnsonnen, des Grois, in der Satan, mit seinen tausenden Augen, kijkt von einer Welt bis der zweite, in erzählt, in verklugt, in Mussern, in wer soll helfen, als nicht der Rebbe. Let's read further. Also ja der Oilem getracht. Einmal ist aber angekommen a Litwik. Lachte. Ihr kennt das, ihr kennt doch die Litwikes von Musser Sfurim, also wenig. Der Fahr stuppen sie sich mit Schaß und Paskim, weiß der Litwik a befehrische Gemurre, der Augen stecht raus, a viele Moshe Rabbeinu, weiß der, hat beim Leben nicht geklugt, a Ruf auf den Himmel, nur gehalten sich 10 Tfachim hinter den Himmel. Nu, geh spur sich mit der Litwik. Nein, geh spar sich mit der Litwik. Let's go to the translation. Once, however, there came a Lithuanian, and he laughed. You know the Lithuanian Jews, they rather despise books of devotion, but stuff themselves with the Talmud and the court. Well, the Lithuanian points out a special bit of the Gemara and hopes it is plain enough. Even Moses, our teacher, could not ascend into heaven, but remained suspended 30 inches below it. And who, I ask you, is going to argue with Lithuanian. Let's go to another translation. But once a Litvak, here, not Lithuanian, a Litvak, which is more correctly. 1 second. Алло. Ну, я читаю сейчас, я перезвоню тебе. Я еще раз напишу. But once a Litvak came and he laughed. You know the Litvaks. They think little of the holy books, but stuff themselves with the Talmud and law. So this Litvak point to a passage in the Gemara, it sticks in your eyes, where it is written that even Moses, our teacher, did not ascend to the heaven during his lifetime, but remained suspended 2.5 feet below. Go argue with Litvak. Here's a correct about the Litvak. It's not Lithuanian Jew. Litvak is the Jew from Belarus and Lithuania and part of the Latvia. So this whole lands, the Jews from this whole surrounding lands call it Litvaks. But okay, let's read further. Wo denn kommt ein der Rebbe? Mein Deige, Edferer, in zit mit der Achsel, in Tukerei Rieber, wo es a Litwe kommt. Is sich meyashev zu der Gein der Sach. One more time. Wo denn kommt in der Rebbe? Man Deige, Edferer, in zit mit der Achsel, in an der Tochkerei Rieber, wo es a Litwe kommt. Is sich miyashiv zu der Gein der Sach. Let's read translation. What becomes of the Rebbe? I don't know, and I do not care, say he, shrugging his shoulder, and all the while what it is to be a Lithuanian, determined to find out. Let's read another translation. So, where can the Rebbe be? That's not my business, said the Litvak, shrugging. Yet, all the while, what a Litvak can do, he's scheming to find out. This word I even do not know in English. What is it? Chiming to find out. You know better. My English far from the perfect. But we try. Let's read further. Nordem. Nordem Welben vernacht. Bald noch Meirev. Gond wird sich der Litwig zum Rebens in Cheder heran. Legt sich hinter Rebens Bett in liegt. Muss upwarten. Muss upwarten die Nacht in sehen, wo der Rebbe kommt ein, wo es erzieht, Sliches sagt. Ein anderer wollte öfter an gedrämt in beschlufende Zeit. A Litwig tiet sich Eize. Lernen sich auswenig a ganze Mesichte. Gedenkt schon nicht, holen sie Gedarim. Let's come for our help. The very same evening, soon after prayers, the Lithuanian steals into the Rebbe's room, lays himself down under the Rebbe bed, and lies low. He intended to stay there all night to find out where the Rebbe goes, and what he does at Slichas time. Another, in his place, would have dozed and slept the time away. Not so Lithuanian, he learned a whole treatise of the Talmud by heart. Let's take another book. The same night, right after the evening prayers, the Litwig steals into the Rebbe's room, slided under the Rebbe's bed, and waits. He'll watch all night and discover where the Rebbe vanished and what he does during the penitential prayers. Someone else might have got drowsy and fallen asleep, but a Litwig is never at a loss. He'll see the whole tractate of the Talmud by heart. Fartuk echter, ומקלבצי סליחס. Der Rebbe schon nicht geschlafen Azad. Hört ihm schon öfter a ganze Schuh krächzen. Wer es hat gehört, wer es hat gehört dem Nimirever krächzen, weißt, wie viel Zor für Kol Israel, wie viel Yisurim es hat gesteckt in sein jeden Krächz. Den Schume pflegt ausgehen, erndig des Krächzen. A Litwig, und doch aber an aserne Arzt, ertert sie und liegt sich weiter. Der Rebbe liegt sich euch, der Rebbe liegt sich euch. Der Rebbe soll leben auf dem Bett. Der Litwig in dem Bett. The very same evening, soon after prayers, the Lithuanians steal into the Rebbe's room. So here we already read it. But let's read again. Lays himself down under the Rebbe's bed and lies low. He intends to stay there all night to find out where the Rebbe goes and what he does at Slichas time. Another, in his place, would have dozed and slept the time away. Not so a Lithuanian. He learned a whole treatise of the Talmud by heart. This we already read it, but it's okay. Day has not broken when he hears the call to prayer. The Rebbe has been awake some time. The Lithuanian has heard him sighing and groaning for a whole hour. Whoever has heard the groaning of the Nimirov Rebbe knows what sorrow for all Israel, what distress of mind found voice in every groan. Here again, we found some little addition. Here, the Lithuanian has heard him sighing and groaning for a whole hour. And here, whoever has heard the groaning of the Nimirov Rebbe, probably it's correct because the Peretz not pointing exactly, not saying exactly Nimirov Rebbe, but he's saying Nimirov. So we should keep in mind, but saying that Nimirov, Peretz meant Nimirov Rebbe. So I think it's correct here. Rebbe knows what sorrow for all Israel, what distress of mind found voice in every groan. The soul that heard was dissolved in grief, but the heart of a Lithuanian is cast iron. The Lithuanian here and lies still. The Rebbe lies still too. The Rebbe, long life to him, upon the bed, and the Lithuanian under the bed. Let's come to another translation. At dawn, he hears the call to prayers. The Rabbi has already been awake for a long time. The Litvak has heard him groaning for the whole hour. Whoever has heard the Rabbi of Nimirov groan knows how much sorrow for all Israel, how much suffering lies in each groan. A man's heart might break, a man's heart might break hearing it. But a Litvak is a made of iron. He listens and remains where he is. The Rebbe, long life to him, lies on the bed, and the Litvak under the bed. Danach der Litvak. With the beten in ois, heb nun skreten. With the bnei beis hoppen sich arois von the beten, wenn man murmelt a Yiddish wort, man gießt Wasser auf Nägel, es klappen auf in CD. Es klappen auf in Tieren, danach ist der Eulen arois von Steb, es wird weiter still im Fenster. Durch den Laden scheint koim heran a klein bisschen Licht von der Lewone. Moide hat gewehen, der Litvak, als wenn ist geblieben, einer allein mit den Reben, ist ihm befohlen an Eime, der heute ist schon ihm aufgelaufen vor Schreck. Die Wurzeln von der Peis haben ihm gestochen in die Schläfen mit den Nadeln. After that, the Lithuanian hears the beds in the house squeak. The people jumped out of them. A Jewish word is spoken. Now and again, water is poured on the fingers. A door is opened here and there. Then the people leave the house. Once more, it is quiet and dark. Only a very little moonlight comes in through the shutter. Then the Litvak hears the bed in the house begin to crack. He hears people jumping out of their beds, mumbling a few Jewish words, pouring water on their fingernails, banging doors. Everyone has left. It is again quiet and dark. A bit of light from the moon shines through the shutters. No, here we read it more. We need more translation here. He confessed it afterwards, did the Lithuanian, that when he found himself alone with the Rebbe, Terror took hold on him. He grew cold all over, and the roots of his earlocks pricked his temples like needles. An excellent joke to be left alone with the Rebbe at Slichas time before dawn. Afterward, the Litvak admitted that when he found himself alone with the Rebbe, a great fear took hold on him. Goose pimples spread across his skin, and the roots of his earlobe picked him like needles. A trifle to be alone with the Rebbe at the time of penitential prayers. But a Litvak is stubborn, so he quivered like a fish in water and remained where he was. About fish in water, we did not read yet. Let's see if it's here. Sure, it should be here. A Kleinigkeit, it's here. A Kleinigkeit. Mit den Rebens in Slichetsat. Fartug allein in Steb. A Litvak ist doch aber angespart. Zittert wie a fish in Wasser, in liegt. Yeah, it's here. We already read the translation in advance of the original reading. Endlich schmeißt der Rebbe, endlich steht der Rebbe, so leben auf. Früher mit wo Said darf tun, nein, früher Titer, wo Said darf tun. Dennoch geht zu dem Kleideralmer und nimmt raus a Päckl. Es beweist sich, feuersche Kleider, leibende, pludern, große Stiefel, a Sermenge, a groß Futternidel mit a breiten, langen, ledernen Pass. Ist geschluckt mit Mäschene Nägeles. Nein, Mäschene Nägelich. Der Rebbe tut es so. Von der Kirchene, von der Sermenge. Start a Reus a Neck von a groben Strick. Von a Feuersche Strick. Der Rebbe geht raus, der Litvak noch. Durchgehendig tritt auf der Rebbe in Kirch, beigt sich um. Von hinter a Bett nimmt raus a Chak, verlegt sie in der Pass, in geht raus von Steh. Der Litvak zittert, nur tritt nicht Stub. After that, the Lithuanian has the beds. No, this is we already read. But a Lithuanian is dogged. He quires and quakes like a fish, but he does not budge. At last, the Rebbe, long life to him, rises in his turn. First, he does what besim Sadju. Then he goes to wardrobe and takes out a packet, which proves to be the dress of a peasant. Linen trousers, high boots, a pelisse. I don't know that word. I don't know many words there, in fact, but some of them very peculiar. A pelisse. a white felt hat, and a long and broad leather belt, studded with brass nails. The Rebbe put them on. The Rebbe put them on. Out of the pockets of the pelisse dangles the end of a thick cord, a peasant cord. On his way out, the Rebbe steps aside into the kitchen, stoops, takes a hatchet from under a bed, puts it into his belt, and leaves the house. The Lithuanian trembles, but he persists. Finally, the Rebbe, long life to him, arises. First, he does that befits a Jew. Then he goes to the closest closet, and takes out a bundle of peasant clothes, linen trousers, high boots, a coat, a big felt hat, and a long white leather belt studded with brass nails. The Rebbe gets dressed. From his coat pocket dangles the end of the heavy peasant robe. The Rebbe goes out, and the Litvak follows him. A stiller, Yamim Narodeker, Pachedwind. Is it Pachedwind? Nee. A stiller, Yamim Narodeker Pachet, wiegt sich über die dunkle Nacht. Oft reißt sich heraus ein Geschrei von Sliches, von nirgends Aminien, oder ein kranker Krächz von nirgends ein Fenster. Der Rebbe holt sich als in die Seiten von den Gossen, in den Schotten von den Eisen, in den Schotten von den Eisen. Von ein neues Mondern schwimmt heraus, in der Litvak noch ihm. In der Litvak kehrt, wie sein eigen Herzklappen, mit sich zusammen mit Kohl von Lebensschwere Tritt. Aber gehen geht in Kim zusammen mit den Reben, wo ist der Stutt heraus. At last, the Rebbe, we already read it. 1 second. A fearful, solemn day, whoosh broads over the dark streets, broken not unfrequently by a cry of supplication from some little minion or the moan of some sick person behind a window. The Rebbe keeps to the street side and walks in the shadow of the houses. The hushed dread of the days of Ev hangs over the dark streets. Every once in a while, a cry rises from some Indian reciting the penitential prayers or from a sick bed. The Rebbe hooks the sides of the streets, keeping to the shade of the houses. He glides from one house to another, and the Litvak after him. The Litvak hears the sound of his heartbeats mingling with the sound of the Rebbe heavy steps, but he keeps on going and follows the Rebbe to the outskirts of the town. Hinter der Stadt steht a Wäldl. Steht a Wäldl. Der Rebbe soll leben. Nehmt sich in Wäldl heran. Macht a 30-40 Tritt und stellt sich über Beitel. In der Litvak wird nicht viel wenn ich stemmet. Seindig, wenn der Rebbe nimmt raus von Pass der Chag und schluckt den Beitel heran. Sieht, wie der Rebbe hakt. Hört, wie das Beitel krächzen und knackt. In der Beitel fällt, in der Rebbe spart es auf Liebes. De Liebes auf Diene scheitelig in macht sich a Bentel Holz. Nehmt es rein mit dem Strick von Kerschene, wirft das Bentel Holz über die Places, steckt zurück an den Chag, in den Pass, los sich heraus von Wald, in geht zurück in Stadt heran. Where we are. A fearful, solemn day whose brought over the dark streets, broken not unfrequently by a cry of supplication from some little minion. You already read it, right? Or the moan of the some sick person behind a window. The Rebbe keeps to the street side and walks in the shadow of the houses. Yeah, we already read it. He glides from one to other, the Lithuanian after him, and the Lithuanian hears the sound of his own heartbeats mingled with the heavy footfall of the Rebbe, but he follows on, and together they emerge from the town. Behind the town stands a little wood. The Rebbe, long life to him, enters it. He walks in 30 or 40 paces, and then he stops beside a small tree. And the Lithuanian, with amaze, see the Rebbe take his hatchet and strike the tree. He see the Rebbe strike blow after blow. he hears the tree crack and snap, and the little tree falls, and the Rebbe splits it up into logs, and the logs into splinters. Then he makes a bundle, binds it around with a cord, throws it on his shoulder, replaces the hatchet in his belt, leaves the wood, and goes back into the town. Let's see another book. The hushed dread of the days of F hangs over the dark streets. Every once in a while, a cry rises from some minion reciting the penitential prayers, or from a sick bed. We already read it, right? No. Here. A small wood stands behind the town. The Rebbe, long life to him, entered the wood. He takes 30 or 40 steps and stops by a small tree. The Litvak, overcome with amazement, watches the Rebbe take the axe out of his belt and strike the tree. He hears the tree creak and fall. The Rebbe chops the tree into logs and the logs into sticks. Then he makes a bundle of the wood and ties it with the rope in his pocket. He puts the bundle of wood on his back, shoves the axe back into his belt, and returns to the town. Der Litvak gondelt sich euch heran in beim groen Licht von frien Morgen. Zet Urem steht. Zerbrochen Urem Kleibeis. In Bett liegt der kranke Idene, verwickelt mit Schmattes, und sie sucht mit der Bitterkohl. Kaufen? Mit wo soll ich kaufen? Wo hab ich Ureme Almune? Wo hab ich Ureme Almune Geld? Ich will dir borgen. Etwa der verstellte Vassil. No, we miss it. See? Here. No, we miss it a lot. No, here. In a Intergessel steht sich bei Nurem Olpe an gebrochen Esel in Klapptun in Fensterl. Wer ist? Fragt mir der Schrocken von Stieberois. Der Litvak, der kennt, als es ist ein Kol von einer Idene, von einer kranken Idene. Ja, etwa der Rebbe, auf Feuer schluschen. Kto ja? Fragt mir weiter von Steb. In der Rebbe, etwa Water, auf malarossischen Luschen. Vassil. Was war ein Vassil? In was willst du, Vasil? Ols, zog der Versteter Vasil. Ob ich sie verkaufen, sehr billig. Bechotze chinem Holz. Switch the book. Here. In one of the back streets, he stops beside a poor, tumble-down little house and taps at the window. Who is there? Cries a frightened voice within. The Lithuanian knows it to be the voice of Jews, a sick Jews. I, answered the Rebbe in the peasant tongue. Who is I? Inquired the voice further. And the Rebbe answered again in the little Russian speech. Vasil. Which Vasil? And what do you want, Vasil? I have wood to sell, said the sham peasant. Very cheap, for next to nothing. Here, where is it? He stopped at the back street beside a small broken down shack and knocks at the window. Who is there? Asked a frightened voice. The Litvak recognized it as the voice of a sick Jewish woman. I, answered the Rebbe in the accent of a peasant. Who is I? Here I want to interfere. It's not an accent of the peasant. It's a pure Ukrainian language. Let's say it's a mix of Russian and Ukrainian language. And besides, it's a mix of Russian and Ukrainian language. The Peretz recognized it like a specific language of the peasants. But it's a whole dialogue goes in the half Ukrainian, half Russian specific language. So to know, that's a main key to the Yiddish as a language. So to read Yiddish books, you need to be familiar with at least 3, 4, 5 languages, which is Yiddish, which is Old Hebrew, Ukrainian, Russian, sometimes Polish. So without knowledge of any of that languages, you will be lost, for sure. So that's why people, for years, people avoid Yiddish literature because of the complexity. So, okay, let's read further. Let's finish. It's we have not much in a head. Who is here? Asked the frightened voice. The Litwak recognized the voice of the sick Jewish woman. I, answered the Rebbe in the accent of peasant. Who is I? Again, the Rebbe answered in Russian. Vasil. Who is Vasil? And what do you want? I have wood to sell very cheap, and not waiting. The woman reply. He goes into the house. Where is it? Well, zoekt der verstellter Vasil. Ob es verkaufen sehr billig. Bechotz chinem aus. נישט wartendig auf Tshuve, nimmt sich in Stibber an. Der Litwik gehen wird sich euch heran. In beim großen Licht von früher Morgen seht an Uremer Stieb zerbrochen. No, we've already read it. Kaufen jeden bei Beits in Bett liegt a kranke Jeden verwickelt mit Schmottes und sie sucht mit Bitter Kohl. Kaufen, mit wo soll ich kaufen? Wo habe ich Uremel Geld? Ich will dir borgen, entweder der verstellte Vasil. In ganzen 6 Groschen. Von wohnen will ich dich bezahlen. Krijgt ze Ure mit Jidene. Narische Mensch. Müssen sie der Rebbe. Ze. De beste nur kranke Jidene. En ich gefreut dir des beste Lols. Nein, ich will getreu dir des beste Lols. Ich bin Bateve. Nein, ich bin Batuich. Als de West Batsul in de Ost Asa starten größten Gott in getreustem nicht. In Ostafim auf narische 6 Groschen fallen Bintel Lolz, kein Betoch nicht. In wer wird mir aneizen, kriegt de Almonen. Ich hab den Koich auszustehen. Man sehen, ist auf der Arbeit geblieben. Ich werde dir aneizen euch, sagt der Rebbe. In the bed lies a sick Jewish huddled up in rags, who say bitterly, would to sell, and where am I, a poor widow, to get the money from to buy it? I will give you 6 groschen was on credit. And how am I ever to repay you? Groans the poor woman. Foolish creature. The Rebbe upbraids her. See here, you are poor sick Jews, and I am willing to trust you with a little bundle of wood. I believe that in time you will repay me, and you have such a great and mighty God, and you do not trust him, not even to the amount of miserable 6 groschen for a little bundle of wood. And who is to light the stove? Groaned the widow. Do I look like getting up to do it? And my son away at work. I will also light the stove for you, said the Rebbe. Here. The Litvak still lay after him. In a grey light of early morning, he see a poor room with broken, miserable furnishing. Probably I miss it in the original text, this paragraph. The Litvak still after see a poor room with broken, miserable furnishing. A sick woman wrapped in rags lays on the bed, or probably this is a translator, added. It's not an original text. She complains bitterly. Buy? How can I buy? Where will a poor widow get money? I will lend it to you, answered the supposed Vasil. It's only 6 cents. And how will I ever pay you back? Said the poor woman, groaning. Foolish one, said the Rebbe, what is it? Reproachfully. See, you are a poor sick Jew, and I am ready to trust you with little wood, and I am sure you pay, while you have such a great and mighty God, and you don't trust him for 6 cents. And who will kindle the fire, or who will kindle the fire? Said the widow. Have I strange to get up? My son is at work. I'm kindled the fire, answered the Rebbe. In Aran legen de souls in Oiven, und der Rebbe krächzend gesucht von Sliches der ersten Pesmen. In Azerotes intergezinden, in de Souls hat freilich gebrennt, hat gesucht, schon ein bisschen lustiger. Wenn das Licht ist der zweite Pesmen. Der dritten Pesmen hat gesucht. Wenn es hat sich ausgebrennt, in hat de Blech vermacht. Der Litvak, wo so de Salz gesehen, ist schon geblieben Nimirver Chussid. In später, ob a Chussid hat amul erzählt, als der Nimirver hebt sich auf Sliches Zeit, jeden Frühmorgen, in Flied, a Ruf in Himmel heran. Pflegt schon der Litvak nicht lachen, nur zu geben Schmeichelei, ob nicht noch echer. This is the end of the story, so let's read translation. And the Rebbe, while he laid the wood in the stove, repeating groaning the first part of sliches. Then, when the stove was alight and the wood cracked cheerily, he repeated more gaily the second part of sliches. He repeated the third part when the fire had burned itself out, and he shut the stove doors. The Lithuanian who saw all this remained with the Rebbe as one of his. Now, this is let's say another paragraph. Like the Lithuanian who saw all this remained with the Rebbe as one of his followers. And later, when anyone told how the Rebbe early every morning at sliches time raised himself and flew up into heaven, the Lithuanian, instead of laughing, added quietly, if not higher. As the Rebbe put the wood into the oven, he recited in a groan the first portion of the penitential prayers. As he kindled the fire and the wood burned brightly, he recited a bit more joyously the second portion of the penitential prayers. When the fire was set, he recited the third portion, and then he shut the stove. The Litvak who saw all this became a disciple of the Rebbe, and ever after, when another disciple tell how the Rebbe of Nemirov ascended to heaven at the time of the penitential prayers, the Litvak does not laugh. He only adds quietly, if not higher. Okay, so we finish the story. This is a famous story. This is a classic of Yiddish literature, but it is very, very important. Even you heard the story, even you read the story in translation, it is very, very important to read original Yiddish text. It's extremely important. This is our first attempt to follow this method of parallel reading. So maybe it's a little bit slow or a little bit, rough, or but it's the first time. So I'm pretty sure. And one more thing, it's not easy to jump from one language to another, from one book to another, from original text to translation, back and forth. But it takes time, and it's becomes smoothly. It will go better and better. So if you will listen, if you will follow, it's not possible for everybody be happy how for some of them it's too slow, for some of them it will be too fast. So you may write your suggestion, but we will find a key, we will find a way how to do it, in better. For me, it's here. several difficulties, not one, but several. First, this book was edited in 1959 in former Soviet Union in Russia, and it has very, very little schrift, very little letters. So for me, it's not easy to read it, especially if it's not bright outside. So this number one difficult, a difficult part. And then with that English reading, also I'm not feel myself, very comfortable with reading of English books, especially of book of Helena Frank, which is British English, and some words, makes me guessing what is it, how to pronounce it. But anyway, this way or another way, we need to do it. We need to read Yiddish. For some people, I think it will be maybe too fast. Some people, I think some people will need more slow reading, word after the word after the word. But our goal is not only study Yiddish or refreshing our Yiddish. Our goal also to study literature. So we need to read as many as possible authors and stories. We shouldn't stop reading weeks after weeks one story with that superficial, slow reading style. I hate it. This is not right. We need to be more fast. We need to go deep into the Yiddish literature to become familiar with names of the writers, etc., etc. So here I see my task, I see my goal in a several direction. So one way or another, I'm very glad, I'm very happy. First of all, for myself, then I have freshened that story, which I read it when I was a child. Refreshing that story. It's very touching story. And I'm very glad that I read it for myself. I read it for supposed listeners. So please follow my. I will maybe in a day or two or in a 3 or in a week will find something else to read it. And follow me, follow my channel here on YouTube, and enjoy the Yiddish books. It should become a part of your life and a part of you. You need to be in a hurry. If you remember Yiddish, алло. Хорошо. Ну, пусть она позвонит, и мы договоримся. Хорошо. Sorry. So this is, this is absolutely necessary to be in a hurry. If you remember the Yiddish from your childhood, to start to come back again to the language as a part of you. as a part of you as a Jew. And if you did not remember, if you are young, if you not remembering language itself, if you never hear the language itself, it's also extremely important for you to start listening, to start reading, and also that language will become part of you, I promise you. So without that, I don't know how to feel yourself a Jew without Yiddish, without Yiddishkeit, without that, that enormous treasure, enormous culture. So, okay, so I will be happy if you feel warm from this Peretz story, from the Peretz language. So it makes me very happy, it's absolutely, I'm saying absolutely open, absolutely sincere. Okay, thank you, my friends. We'll see you in a while.